Hey YouTubers, Raven here. Today we'll be talking about last night's episode of Legends of Tomorrow. Um, yeah. Season 3, episode 1. I think it was called a Rubicon. Um, yeah. I thought it was a pretty good episode overall. It did kind of feel a little weird because at the end of last season and for the previews and stuff is like they broke time, and then it felt like it was basically essentially solved in the first 3 minutes of the episode. Um, because like the dinosaur was gone, Big Ben was back where he was supposed to be, everything was where it was supposed to be. And so it's just like, well, okay then. Like, I don't know. It just felt like Rip and his time bureau um fixed everything. Which I mean, I know they didn't because of the episode and what they had to do, but I mean, like all the big things were like fixed and it was just there was no big repercussions for it. It was just Rip and his time bureau fixing everything, and we didn't really get to see that. I did have issue with it a little bit, like how Rip was with the legends, like how mean he was. I mean, in the beginning, he was part of that chainsaw that he said that like later in the episode he said using your team to fix this is like doing brain surgery with a chainsaw. And okay, like that was really harsh, especially for a team that you were the leader of for the longest time. I think it was a little over one season. Like I don't think he left at the end of season 1. Think it was like a couple episodes into season 2. Um, but yeah, and then he was on the ship again for a little bit in season 2. And like I mean, he wasn't the captain when he came back, but still. And like he was part of the chainsaw as well. Like they didn't do too hot when he was in charge either. Like I mean, I don't know. Like it just feels sorry. It just feels like it's so it doesn't feel like it fits right. I want to say that, but at the same time it's just like I can't because it's been 5 years, but at the same time his opinion of how he and his team operated shouldn't have changed. Like they did good when there was no one else around to do it. Like there was no time bureau. They destroyed the time agency or whatever the hell it was. I don't know. They destroyed the thing that Rip was a part of in the first season. They destroyed that, and then like there was no time bureau, so it was just the legends that were fixing time. It's not their fault they couldn't do it the right way. Like, you can't be perfect if you're recreating something. A recreation will never be as perfect as the original thing. And, like, if you're trying to recreate what happened in history because something got screwed up, you can't make it the same thing. You can't, it's not possible. So, like, I had issue with that, like, a lot. Like, I understand where Rip was coming from, but at the same time, he was a little too harsh. And I don't know, like, I know that because of last season, we don't really know Rip anymore, but I towards the end of last season, I kind of thought he was getting back to his original Rip self. Like, and then this season he was a total butthole. I don't really get that. Just because you have a army dude doesn't mean you can be a jackbutt. Okay? Like, no. That's not how it works. And I'm not saying all army people are like that. Like, I have family in the army. But, I mean, like, still, like, there's, I don't know, like, you have that shortcut, and a lot of people, when you're younger, wear, like, short hairdos that bully you and stuff. So, I don't know. It was just because you're all did up doesn't mean you can be a jackhole. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah. And so I didn't really like that. And then you had the stuff I liked, which was how the legends were just spread across the states and stuff. Like, Nate was in Central City with the Flash. Well, not the Flash, but Kid Flash and Vibe and like stuff like that. He was helping protect the city in Barry's absence. So I thought that was pretty cool. I wish they would have mentioned it on the Flash episode. Um, Maybe they will later in the season, like when they have the crossover. Like, I hope it's before the crossover that they mention it and whatever. But I know that at least on the crossover event, like, you'll have that cool reunion of Nate and the rest of the, like, the part of Team Flash that was there. You know, everyone but Barry and Caitlin would know him and be like, awesome, like, we can hang out again, like, this is gonna be good, like, we had a good thing going back then, so let's keep it up. Like, I don't know, but yeah, so there's that. And so I'm looking forward to that on the show, on both shows, really. I would love to see, like, kind of flashbacks of what happened over the 6 months. Um, because I'm assuming is 6 months like it was. Well, it can't have been 6 months completely because they they don't know that Barry's back. So, like, Nate doesn't know that Barry's returned. So I'm guessing it's probably like it's at some point during the 6 months. So this team is working, like, the shows aren't synced up time wise. There's a couple of months missing between the between Legends and the Flash. Uh, but at the same time they're time travelers, so that really doesn't matter. But yeah, so that's my thought on that. I thought it was really cool that they could work together so flawlessly. Um, and that Nate said that he was the second most popular superhero in Central City, and I'm like, okay, so that's Kid Flash and him. Okay. And so where's Vibe? Vibe is number 3? I mean, okay. He's actually my second favorite next to Barry. But, like, Barry, Cisco, and then Wally, but whatever. I guess if you're living in Central City, you prefer the hero that resembles the one you like most, I guess. Um, so there's that. Uh, And I love that Sarah is working retail. she it kind of seemed like it was a discount. Now I'm blanking on the name, like Bed Bath and Beyond, like a discount Bed Bath and Beyond. Um, and like she was just throwing the kitchen knives into the cutting board, and then she threw it next to her boss's head when she quit. That was pretty cool. I was surprised to see her working retail. I mean, it's I kind of thought maybe like like since she's back in her own time, I thought she would have went to Star City and you know helped Arrow. I don't know why that didn't happen. I'd like an explanation on why she didn't go home, uh, see her dad and you know all that mess. And like, I mean, I guess it's because they didn't want to reveal who survived and who didn't in Arrow. But like, you could have at least had her hanging out with her dad. Like, I don't know. Just thought she would have went home. But to see Ray in Silicon Valley was amazing. Like, I know we didn't get to see outside the building, but that was pretty cool. Like that's kind of where I thought he should have been in the first place. Like that's where all the smart people go. So I thought it would have made sense for him to build Palmer Tech in Silicon Valley, but whatever, like it went with the storyline, I guess. But for him to be working on an app and a dating app at that, like I don't know. Like he's trying to talk his boss into doing something, into creating a nano suit like his armor, and I'm like, okay, sure, why not? You're in Silicon Valley. And then you find out that his job is working on a dating app, and he's trying to talk his boss into doing this other thing. Like, whether or not you're a not dead, like, leading scientist, it's a dating app agency. Like, they're not gonna get behind shrinking technology. I mean, no. He should have thought that one through a lot. Um, and the Amaya went back to 1942 was interesting. I was really sad to find out that her and Nate broke up because they was kind of a cute couple. I enjoyed them. Um, I mean, they weren't exactly my favorite couple, but I don't actually have a favorite couple on this show. Like, there's no one that I'd pair with anyone. Like they're just a group of friends, and then you have the like flings of the characters when they're in different times and stuff, and I enjoy that. But there's no one I would truly ship with anyone on this show. Um, I do know that I'm pretty sure they said that they were going to get a true well, okay, because we all know that Sarah's bi, but she's been going for a lot of women lately, and I think they might kind of like fall back a little from that this season, kind of bring some men into her life this time, and I believe they said something about getting, I think they said having a lesbian character or a gay character. I'm not sure which one. I thought it was lesbian, but they already have a lesbian couple on Supergirl, so they should just make it a gay couple, like male. Um because they already had the lesbian. Now it'd be like have both of them, but like in the whole Arrowverse, they have a gay couple on Arrow, but be realistic. More people watch Legends than watch Arrow nowadays. And they broke up. They got divorced last time I checked, or we're about to get divorced. So like now you don't really exactly have that couple anymore. So make a new gay couple for Legends. Like bring on a gay guy. I'd like yeah, all for it. And so I'm just like I'm waiting to see who's gonna be gay or lesbian this season on this show, and to see if Sarah is going to go for maybe a couple men this season. Because she is like I was saying, she's bi. Like she's supposed to be like both. Like she's supposed to like both. I do get that sometimes when you're bi, you like one maybe a little more than the other, and so like you kind of gravitate more towards that sex than you do towards both. But and she might be more attracted to the women than the men, but she's still attracted to men in that way. And like I enjoyed seeing her like attracted to all those women, but I would also enjoy seeing her attracted to a lot of men because she is bi and it's true to the character. Like she was with Oliver for a long time in Arrow. Well, not a long time, but a lot of the early season she was kind of with Oliver, like so I don't know, like I kind of want to see that again, like cuz it's who she is. She likes both. So show us that she likes both. If not, then make her either strictly straight, that it was a I don't know, I don't want to say phase, but like that it was a point in her life and she's discovered what she really likes, or that she truly does like both, or that she found out she doesn't like men anymore. She's strictly lesbian. Okay. Choose one and go with it. Either totally straight, lesbian, or bi. If she's bi, then show her with both of them. I want Ray to get a new companion this season. It seems like he always, at least almost, ends up with someone. Maybe it's gonna be the new girl that they bring on the ship. Unless she's gonna be the the LGBT that they were promising us. I'm pretty sure they promised us one. Unless she's gonna be that character, I could see her getting with Ray a little bit because she's like a futuristic writer, and I mean she might hit it off better with Nate because Nate knows a lot of history and they're part of her history, and so I don't know, maybe like that, but I don't know. We had Nate's relationship with Amaya last season, so maybe Jax could be the other person potentially because Jax has kind of had small feelings for every girl that's joined the ship except for Sarah, but they've all either ended up with Ray or Nate. So maybe Jax could get the girl from the future. Like that could be a thing. I wouldn't say no to that. So I think like the relationship dynamics are going to be pretty good this year, and I can't wait to find out how everything falls into place. But yeah, like I basically told you how I felt about this episode earlier in the review, and that's basically everything. Like, Rory being in Aruba, he said he was going to go to the Bahamas or someplace on a beach and do whatever. He went to Aruba. I did like how Sarah fought with Julius Caesar on the beach during the toga party. And how Ray ended up using his love app, for lack of a better, to distract everybody from Julius Caesar. And I thought it was funny how Sarah kept calling him JC, because, like, some people call, like, Jesus JC because Jesus Christ. So Julius Caesar. So she's like, JC. So, like, for me, it was kind of like, wait, JC? And then I had to go, oh, okay, like, Julius Caesar. It took me a second for my wheels to turn and catch on to that. But, like, yeah, so I really enjoyed it and told you my issues. Other than the whole Rip thing, I didn't really have much issue for this premiere episode. That's basically it for my review, but I did hear from Starfire, who's not going to be joining me during these reviews. So, sorry guys. But I did hear from her that Victor Garber, I think that's his last name, but he's going to be leaving Legends. He's Stein, Dr. Stein. Is it Victor Stein? Garber is probably his actual name. Or, I don't know. I'm getting names mixed up now. But Dr. Stein, the elderly half of Firestorm, is, I think she said that he was actually leaving, or that he was probably going to leave, because he wants to be in his stage production. So in order to be in the play, he has to leave. He has to leave the DC universe. So, if he does that, then they basically have to kill off Dr. Stein, and it's really gonna hurt for me, because I love the actor. He's so amazing. Ever since I saw him on Alias, I've just, like, I like him. Just, like, when he came on The Flash, it just made everything better for me. And now he's on Legends, and it just made me want to watch Legends even more. Like, I watched Legends specifically because Sarah and him were on it. Like, that's what made me watch it. And now he's gonna be leaving this season. They're gonna have to kill him off because they can't do Firestorm without the other half of Firestorm. So unless they just make Jax leave as well, and they have to replace them as a unit, then I don't know what's gonna happen. And Jax is gonna have to find another half to Firestorm, just like they did in The Flash to find Jax. He's gonna have to find someone else, and that's gonna be really interesting. I don't know how I feel about getting another young guy, but they can't get another older guy, so he's probably gonna have to be like a middle-aged. So yeah, I'm not too excited about that, because the last time they went looking for a new half of Firestorm, crap broke, like, crap just got flung everywhere. But I don't know, like, they'll figure something out, and I hope that Jax gets to stay on, because at least as of right now, he's the only one who knows how to fix the Wave Rider. Like, without him, they're basically screwed. So, yeah, that's kind of what we have to look forward to this season. I'm glad that they kept the ship, and that Rip isn't supporting them, but he's not stopping them either. Like, he could try to stop them, like, and I'm pretty sure he could get away with it. But he's not trying to. And like you said, there'll probably come a time where they need the chainsaw as opposed to the scalpel. And I agree with that. Like, I understand that they take a more kind of harsh way to solving the issues that they have to deal with, and that could be considered more of a chainsaw, but they do it with a light touch. Okay, like, I don't know, but he is right. They're gonna need him. They're gonna need the legends eventually, and he needs to teach his bureau like a lot of crap, because they should not have got caught like that. That trap should not have worked. So yeah, he's got a lot of training to do. So I guess I don't have a closing statement for this yet, guys. So if you guys can think of one, let me know in the comments and on Twitter and everything. And yeah, so until next time, don't screw with time. Bye.